Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. A series of Pacific storm systems will continue to impact the northwestern U.S. this coming weekend, with periods of gusty winds, high surf, low elevation rain, and heavy mountain snow. Severe thunderstorms are going to remain possible across central and east Texas into western Louisiana and possibly Arklatex and southeastern Oklahoma. Closer to home, a weaker shortwave swings by today into tonight, bringing some mid to high clouds to the region, and again a slight chance for mountain rain or snow showers. Modest breeziness can be expected behind that trough. We're going to remain under a northwestern zonal flow aloft with a storm track well north of us through the middle of next week. Passing short waves will occasionally bring us some breezy winds. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. A teen accused of fatally shooting another teen near Alamogordo High School last year has been found guilty of murder. Officials say then 17-year-old Isaiah Leonard, in October 2023, approached a group of minors and pulled a gun on them over a previous issue. One of the minors tried to take Leonard down, and that's when Leonard shot three of them. Jairus Collier died of his injuries. Leonard was found guilty of second-degree murder, reckless abuse of a child resulting in death, and tampering with evidence, among other charges. His sentencing date has not yet been set. This past Monday, detectives with the Alamogordo Police Department, along with special agents with the 12th Judicial District Attorney's Office and agents with White Mountain Drug Task Force, served an arrest warrant for 25-year-old Alejandro Stewart. He was apprehended on charges of murder in the first degree, tampering with evidence, assault with intent to commit a violent felony, and an additional arrest warrant for possession of a controlled substance. Stewart was processed and booked into the Otero County Detention Center, awaiting his court appearance. Stewart's charges stem from an ongoing homicide investigation which occurred on July 2nd of 2022, when a 16-year-old male was shot and discovered deceased by residents in the area. This is the second arrest in this investigation. 23-year-old Dominique Thomas of Alamogordo was arrested in December of 2022 for his role in that murder. The Alamogordo Police Department and the New Mexico State Police confirmed they were active at the scene of a crime incident that occurred near 215 White Sands Boulevard on Christmas Eve. Reports of an alleged shooting shot across a police scanner, and the identification of suspects and those possibly injured has not been officially released. Police did confirm allegations of shots fired, and medical staff were on scene. The hospital emergency team was put on alert to expect incoming as a result of this incident. Alamogordo Daily News editor Elva Osterreich spoke about a new theater group in the city.
Yeah, the Rebel Music Theater is a collaboration of people from various walks of the stage around the area. From Alamogordo Music Theater to Oso Productions in Ruidoso, RMT's first venture begins with a night of Broadway review, which is on January 10th, 11th, and 12th at the Otero Art Space in Alamogordo. This type of theater is vital because it empowers local talent, strengthens community bonds, and makes the arts accessible, according to one of the founders, Jordan Marlich.
Osterreich appeared on KRWG. A fundraiser is taking place, and pies are for sale. This story already has my undivided attention. We heard from Greg Gutierrez.
I wanted to let you all know we're going to be selling apple pies and pecan pies. $15 for the pecan pies or $12 for the apple pies. If you are interested in purchasing one, please let me know either by Facebook or text message 480-489-1111. Pickup will be on New Year's Eve, and we can arrange delivery in special circumstances. Again, that's $15 for pecan pie or $12 for apple pie, and the profits will be used to help the homeless children of Otero County to find stable shelter. We are working with Otero County LULAC, and I'm also working with Donnie's Sweet Treats. That's Christine Grubb.
If you have any questions, call or text Greg at 480-489-1111. Well, today is Thursday. It's time for a Thursday Thought from our good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thought. Hey, I hope you all had a good Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And I did have a good Christmas because I'm upright and breathing. And earlier this year, as we know, and a couple of weeks back, that was kind of iffy. So I did have a great Christmas. But I was thinking about when I was young, a teenager, an elderly man told me that the first 18 years of your life seem like they last forever, and every year past that, they go by faster and faster. At first, I didn't think he understood what he was talking about and was just some crazy old man. But the more that I get aged in life, the more I realize that, that's exactly correct, because I sit back and think, man, alive, where did this last year go? It doesn't seem like it should be after Christmas already. And so the time does go slipping by so very quickly as age catches up on us. But one thing we can be assured of is that no matter how this year ends within the next week, is that nothing really ever holds God by surprise or catches him by surprise, and we don't know what it holds politically, economically, what the next year is going to bring, but we can rest assured that God is in the midst of it, and there's going to be some definite changes in all of our lives in the next year. I mean, some of them will be good, some of them won't be so good, but there will definitely be changes. And so as we welcome in a new year and welcome out the old one if you want to, and some of us might be welcoming it out for sure, but it just, man, it doesn't seem like this year should have went by yet. Anyway, let me say a prayer for us. Lord, help us to know that nothing does catch you by surprise, and that we can rest ahead in that. And we don't know what lies ahead in this next year, but we know that, there's going to be changes, some good, some not, and we'll just have to kind of roll with it and trust you. Amen. Since the next time I call in, it will be a new year. Happy New Year to you, and stay safe out there. Blessings.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus. I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Sometimes as dads, I think we're too hard on ourselves. We get down on ourselves on not being able to, we're the providers, but we also have to learn to take care of ourselves. A wrap away, you got to pray for yourself as well as for everybody else, but never forget yourself. Self-love made me a better dad because I realized my worth.
Never stop being a dad. That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
An illegal woman in her 30s was rescued from Mount Cristo Rey on Christmas Eve. Sutherland Park Fire Department says they assisted Border Patrol with that rescue. The woman suffered a lower extremity injury and was transported to the hospital by ambulance. A man's been taken into custody for attempted homicide in Santa Fe. Santa Fe police say officers were dispatched early Monday morning to a crash involving a pedestrian. When officers arrived, they located a 53-year-old male victim. Witnesses said that the suspect struck the victim with his vehicle, running him over, and then tried to hit the victim several more times. Police later identified the suspect as Joseph Gonzalez of Santa Fe. Gonzalez has an extensive criminal history, including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon against a household member. Alleged fraudster Mahendra Dabar went to the Espanola home of Jose Lopez and allegedly took tens of thousands of dollars by pretending to be a U.S. Marshal. Lopez spoke with KRQE.
Okay, well, if he's a U.S. Marshal, I guess I just thought it was the real thing.
The suspect claimed Lopez's Social Security number was tied to an alleged money laundering case. Lopez would have to pay over $70,000 or go to jail. DeBar collected the money from Lopez, but when he tried to collect more a second time, deputies were waiting for him. The Rio Arriba Sheriff's Department says they're now working with other state agencies to see if there are other victims out there or other suspects tied in. DeBar is facing charges of fraud and attempted fraud. He's also told deputies that he was in the U.S. on a student visa and had traveled from Pennsylvania to New Mexico to commit this crime. Court records show DeBar was released from jail on pretrial supervision. My question? How did this guy know Lopez had that kind of cash? It just seems oddly specific, does it not? A Moriarty family is left with nothing after a fire engulfed their home on Christmas Day. Their dog alerted them of the fire. The family made it out, but the dog did not. They believe the dog sacrificed himself to save them. Officials with Torrance County say firefighters from Moriarty, Torrance County, and Santa Fe County responded. One person is in the hospital after a fire broke out at Belen High School. The Rio Communities Fire Department, Belen Fire and Rescue, and Valencia County Fire Department all responded to an RV and car fire on Monday. Crews were able to quickly contain that fire. Fire crews said there was no damage to the school grounds. The special prosecutor in the Alec Baldwin manslaughter case is no longer appealing that dismissal. The Hollywood star was on trial earlier this year after a gun he handled went off and killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins. However, the judge dismissed that case with prejudice over how some evidence in the case was handled. Special Prosecutor Kerry Morrissey had filed a motion to appeal that ruling last month, but this past Monday, the district attorney's office said Morrissey had withdrawn that motion. A civil case has been filed. According to a law on the books in the city of Espanola, fortune-telling is illegal. One city councilor wants to repeal that ordinance because he believes the law is an attack on the freedom of speech, while others in the community said repealing that law would be an attack on Christian faith.
Ever since I've been a little kid, I have just loved being able to see clearly into other people's psyches and motivations.
Lisa Pelletier, the owner of Deep Roots Psychic Studio in Santa Fe, calls herself a clairvoyant healer and was speaking with KRQE.
I take care of myself and I help other people see clearly.
While there may be palm reading shops in Santa Fe, you're not going to see anything further north in Espanola because it's technically not legal. That's according to an ordinance created in the 1900s, which made it illegal for practicing fortune-telling, palmistry, reading futures, and the like. Espanola County Councilor Sam Ledoux.
This ordinance is outdated. It's not enforced. It's so broad that it could even impact your mom reading her horoscope in the newspaper.
Well, if it's not enforced, what's the problem? Ledoux hopes to repeal that ordinance. He believes it's an attack on free speech and freedom of religion. According to Ledoux, tarot cards are already sold in the community, and he doesn't want any potential litigation to pop up because of the unenforced ordinance. We also understand that no one has applied for a license to open one of these shops either. Espanola Mayor John Ramon Vigil says allowing those activities will not reflect on the culture of the area.
Ultimately, at the core of this and trying to repeal this ordinance, it's a true slap in the face to our Judeo-Christian roots here in our community. And I think the community of Espanola is going to come out in strong opposition to this.
Again, it's not enforced, and no one's requesting to set up shop. It sounds like we're making a whole lot of something out of nothing. The repeal has not yet been heard in City Council. No word on when it's going to be on the agenda, but we do understand that gypsy caravans are lining up just outside of town. Go! Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 16 games for New Mexico girls basketball today. That includes Hope Christian at Deming, Bosque at Ruidoso, Dexter at Mescalero, Alamogordo heads to El Dorado. Go, Lady Tigers! There are 28 games for New Mexico varsity basketball today. Some of those include East Mountain at Ruidoso, Hondo heads to Pine Hill, Palo Duro comes to Alamogordo. Go, Tigers! Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, partly cloudy tonight, sunny tomorrow. Winds will be gusting up to 12 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 57, low tonight of 35, high tomorrow, 58 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting up to 16 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy tonight, winds gusting up to 23. Mostly sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 25. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 42. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 16. Low tonight of 24. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 14. High tomorrow, 41. Wind chill's going to make it feel like it's 14 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.